Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist. All right, we've got Restock, Solo Leveling. We've got New Harry Pooter. We've got my Jason Paige signature, Zard to the moon. All right, we'll hit save on that. Okay, that'll be the fun subject for the daytime stream since that's the viral thing going around. We're going live for Monday daytime. Oh, we also have a pretty good giveaway today. It's a whole box of Gem 1. All right, there's that. Hey, what's up, guys? I got a little bit of sleep. Man, I gotta catch up on my sleep or something. Did he change his signature? Mr. House the Jason Auto appreciating. I actually am not sure. I don't know because I don't have anything to compare mine to. All right, let's hit copy. And let's hit paste. We're going to pin that. I only like custom cards with autographs. Did he change his signature? House the Jason autograph. Happy Monday, everybody. What else we need? We need to ping the Discord server. That's what we need to do. Wait, no. We already did that, right? Yeah, we already did that. Okay, good. That's done. Let's go ahead and open up the chat on our iPad. All right. Bitcoin is down 41%. Oh, it's Monday. How's the stock market? Stock market rises. All right. Bitcoin price 63,000. All right. Good to know. There goes the value on that card. Hey, it's worth a gazillion. I don't want to hear that. All right. Let us see. Let us pray. Ramen. Here we are. Your package was delivered. Oh, that's so weird. I'm getting that message like way later in the day. We're going to hit pause. Come on, just pause for me. There it goes. And then we're going to open up this chat for me. Pop out chat. There it goes. All right, I'm back from Nashville. We missed 2 streams in a row. I just drove over there real quick and then drove back real quick. We came back from Nashville, Tennessee. We were analyzing it. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Nashville looking good, guys. Hit refresh. Let's see. Wow, Tag is still doesn't have any of my submissions done. Boy, they're slow. They're real slow. They went from being real fast to being real slow. Now, what's going on over here? Nothing. Here's the website. I'm going to go into the website and update the solo leveling. I'd rather have a fake card from a crappy grading company than a Zard, to be honest. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see. I already printed that out for shipping. Let's go look up solo leveling. Mister got me all excited for the PSA subs now. Yeah, hopefully more finish. Hopefully more finish. All right, I see the price on this. It's going to be this times this. You know what? I feel confident that there's probably also an import fee because I just got a bill in the mail from FedEx for import fees. So import fees are still a thing, guys. I thought for a minute that maybe they paused them. They did not pause them, okay? Import fees are not paused. I believe there's 10 packs in here. So looks like solo leveling will be 6.5 per pack. All right, so let's get over here to all products. Oops, close that. Meow, 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 meow. This site can't be reached. What do you mean it can't be reached? Oh, I didn't want to close it. Oh my God, dude. Open that back up. Dude, that's annoying, man. All right. Oh, it looks like that's what we were selling it for already. So we were already selling it for 6.5. Perfect. So now we can just mark it as in stock again. Update. And let's head over to the YouTube menu. Solo leveling should be at the bottom. Here it is. Solo leveling. No longer coming soon. It's here. Okay. It's here. And so is Harry Pooter. Harry Pooter's also here. We have new Harry Pooter Quidditch Cup. It's more expensive than Diagon Alley. Quidditch Cup is $16. I don't know why it is that way. It just is. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up my emails so we can get started. Your PSA order is shipped. There it is. Okay, good. Okay, all right. All right. I'll delete this, and I'll delete this, and I'll delete this, and I'll delete this. I'm having troubles with the Gem 5. They're not shipping it until I cancel my return request on eBay. And I'm telling them, well, I don't get to open it back up. If I cancel the return request, I don't get to reopen it, which leaves me in a position where you can just not ship it and then I'm just screwed. And they're saying the same thing. They're saying, well, you could receive it and claim that you still want the return or something like that. And I was like, all right. So we are stuck now. Neither side trusts each other. I don't get it. I'm a public figure. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not here to steal from them. So it's very frustrating. I would certainly like to get my cases. Oh, huge dip in sales now because we did not make any sales for the last 2 days. That's funny. That's funny how 2 days can dramatically affect your sales for the week. All right, that's good. That's fine. That'll take a while to get that ironed out. She said she's finding her inner rat. What are you talking about? All right. Bruh. Hey, Mr. Wendis, the next round of shipping going out. So normally it would go out Friday. Oh, I left the bulk over there. Shoot, man. Normally it would go out by Friday, right? But I told Miss Alexis she can't come in. That was because I was going to Nashville. She's coming in today. So Miss Alexis comes in today to do the shipping, okay, guys? In fact, she's probably going to show up in the middle of this stream. So I've already got all the stuff ready to go. It's all with the shipping area. So if you already ordered shipping, it's waiting for her to show up. Okay, so it's like a 2-day delay because it didn't go out Saturday. It's going to go out 2 days later. Quidditch Cup. Harry Potter. Oh, it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter. All right, we'll put that back. Once again, solo leveling is back. Popular set, sold out. We sold out and I couldn't get a restock either. All right, Mr. needs to go to Ant's Tacos. Close that. I want to get my hands on some more OP promos. Show the breaks when you can. We have some breaks. We got some good breaks. We got a nice giveaway provided by Mr. Hawk Camacho. He just had his birthday, so he bought everyone a $90 booster box. We need to hit about, what is it, like 60 viewers, I think, in order to activate the giveaway. So that's going to be pretty easy. I think we're going to hit that number. Let me put this back over here. I guess I'll put this in the MetaZoo box. What do you guys think of my Jason Paige Dark Charizard signature card? Doesn't that look nice? Looks like it could use a new sleeve. This one's losing its polish. What do you guys think of the controversy with Jason Paige? Did he steal candy from a baby when he traded that Gengar? Wow, there's a big swirl right there. Let me show you. You know, this would actually be a really expensive Charizard if he was just graded PSA 8 first edition because he's got a perfect swirl right between his tail and his body. And it's just a great holographic Dark Charizard. So ignore the signature for a second. The Charizard himself is pretty desirable. But here's Jason Paige, and he's gotten himself embroiled into another controversy. This time, he had a boy who he gave him an AGS graded Jason Paige signature on a fake Pokemon card. He called it a promo. It's not a promo, it's fake. And I think it's a terrible look. I think you just can't be greedy like that, unfortunately. Some people have been analyzing that whole story, and they're saying Jason Paige really didn't get much out of that Gengar because when you look at the Gengar much closer, It's apparently not in great condition. And so it's actually a much cheaper Gengar than it looks like. And apparently, part of the problem, people are actually talking about the problem. Part of the problem is the vendor who sold the boy the Gengar overcharged him for the Gengar. So it's kind of fun watching the story evolve. I tried to make a short little video about it before the stream started, but I didn't like the audio quality on the video, so I pulled it back down. Plus, I made it so fast. I feel like I didn't get to talk about everything I wanted to talk about. So I don't know. Maybe I leave it up to Mike's side if he wants to edit this or not. I don't know if he does. But so yeah, he trades a fake Pokemon card with his signature on it for a boy's real fossil Gengar holographic Japanese, and it doesn't look good for multiple reasons. I think actually one of the losers in the story is AGS. I feel like AGS encapsulating fake Pokemon cards is a terrible look for AGS. It makes their company look cheap, inauthentic, and greedy. So that's a terrible look for AGS. So if you think that that fake Pokemon card was a bad trade for that Gengar, that says a lot about why AGS should have never encapsulated it in the first place. Come on, AGS, don't you want to win? Don't you want to be a good company? So that's number one. Number two, um, him trading it with a younger kid does give the impression that the kid made a bad trade because he's too young to make a smart trade. I don't know how true that is, by the way. Kids these days, they understand Pokemon's a hustle. So, I don't want to beat up on the kid, but some of the kids are greedy in this hobby too. It's not exclusive to adults. I had 11 siblings. My siblings were greedy as hell. And so, the kids in the hobby understand it's all about money too sometimes. So you got to be careful with how you frame that, right? Your way of thinking about it. So, but the kid traded the Gengar, and probably the vendor who sold the kid the Gengar also overpriced the Gengar as well. So there's just greed all around in every direction. Everybody's trying to win some kind of trade. But if you really think about the root of the controversy, it is actually rooted in the fact that AGS encapsulated a fake card. It's such a bad look. If it had been a blank piece of paper encapsulated in the AGS holder, that would have been better. But it's the idea of fake cards. People really reject it. They don't want it. If the card had just been a blank stock card, just a white card like what Cares draws on, people would have been like, all right, you traded for a signature. But by having it on a fake Pokemon card, it looks like a deception. Like, hey, this fake Pokemon has value. No, it doesn't. So that's what I think triggered a lot of people. That's the biggest part. The second part is the age gap. Of course, if the kid had been like 35 years old, nobody would have even talked about it. Oh, you're 35, you want to trade your Gengar for this thing, you can do that. So, the age gap, I think Jason Page has to be more mindful of that kind of stuff where it's like he might be looked at like he's way craftier than the kid is at trading, like this sort of unfair trade. But again, I want to point out kids aren't terribly stupid about Pokemon cards either. When I was younger, I was pretty sharp, and so were my siblings when it came to understanding differences in value. Kids can be surprisingly greedy. I think it's like a built-in thing. You know what I mean? You ever met a greedy kid? I did growing up. I was a greedy kid. My siblings were greedy kids. So kids actually sometimes lack the ability to be generous. They don't understand sharing very well. I'm not saying this kid had that problem, but it's funny because when you really think about this scenario, you got kids in the Pokemon card hobby now making like $10,000, $20,000, and they're only like 14 years old or something like that. They're young, and it's like it's just a point of view. It's just a way to frame what's going on. Like, how knowledgeable is the kid? Are we making a mistake that assuming that the kid was not aware of how the trade works out? So it's an interesting conversation piece. I think certainly Jason Page gets a lot of hate. He gets a lot of heat. He does a lot of he walks up to people's booths and he tries to sell his signature for product. And so that has already given people sort of like he's been put into the public eye in a sort of negative way. So people are watching his moves. And so if he does something bad, he's going to get noticed right away. Or if he does something that could be perceived as bad, he's going to get noticed right away. He's kind of like when a cop gives you a warning. He's like on that tier. And then, now he's gone and done this Gengar thing, and it's just given him tons of attention right away. So he's had to defend himself, and he talks about the value of his signature. And then the question becomes, what is the value of his signature? I've got one right here. I paid 845 for that a while back. See how it says 5,625. I think that might have been a sold price. I'm not sure because I think that was written down here. I can't tell if I wrote that or Karis did. It looks like my handwriting. So it must have at one point sold for a lot of money, or maybe that was a buy it now price. I'm not sure, but I've seen this Dark Charizard come out more expensive. All I want Jason Page doing is raising the value of my Charizard. I don't want him in controversy talking about how good his signature is. If you got to tell other people how good your signature is, it just looks corny as hell. It's like a comedian telling you that. Actually, I'm very funny. Actually, I'm very funny. I'm a comedian. I'm very funny. You don't do that as a comedian. That's not how people realize that you're funny. So he needs some PR training or some practice or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. The first thing he needs to do is well, yeah, he's just in a tricky situation. I can't give especially good advice other than tread carefully at this point. I think if he gets into any more controversies, it's over because it becomes a full on pattern. So he's had a pattern of approaching people with this signature to sell it to them, which just looks so corny. It looks like he's going to a pawn shop or something. And now this thing with the kid, which when you break it down, maybe it was a closer trade than you realized at first. Because again, if it's a trash Gengar, might have only been worth like 40, 50 bucks or something. And then at that point, you're like, well, okay, it's a bit closer. The whole thing with AGS, big mistake by AGS to encapsulate fake cards. Oops. Just dumb, dude. PSA would never. PSA would never. They would never do that. And then yeah, it's just now he's got the evil eye on him, and he better start acting real smart and reestablish the value of his public image. So that's what he's got to do now. Come on, Jason Page, make my Charizard go up, not down. Anyway, so there you go. That's my take on the Jason Page thing. And Mike Size says Jason did nothing wrong. You're allowed to chop that conversation up if you want Mike's side, and it can be as long or short as you want. Yeah, I almost released a video on that, but I did it so hastily, and the audio quality was terrible. So I said, "Nah, we'll take that back down." Kids need to be supervised when trading or dealing with vendors. Yes, in my opinion, it don't matter if the Gengar was worthless. He gives these fake cards without telling kids they are fake. Right, like I said, if it was an adult that he was trading with, no biggie. Who cares? Because an adult's clever enough to make adult decisions. So this comes down to can kids be trusted to make big financial choices in the middle of a trade? Here's a I don't know, like 55-year-old man and a 14-year-old kid doing a Pokemon card trade. So Jason Page, as a public figure, should be aware that he better be generous with that kid because everything's getting recorded, and that's a kid, not an adult. So you better be generous. That kid better be getting a good trade with you, or you better just be giving him the signature for free, dude. So I mean, whatever that trade was worth to Jason, like maybe $50 to $100, that's not worth all the public damage you take to your brand. And that is what just occurred. So he's just not good at it. He's just not good at protecting a public brand, which is fine. I mean, no one's born, immediately good at that kind of stuff. And maybe for some people, it comes more naturally than others. There's a pragmatism to it, there's a social realism to it. Like all you got to do is ask yourself, if I do this, and it gets turned into a Reddit post, how will Reddit respond? That's all you need to ask. So it's about testing external data. How will the external world react to this thing? Some people aren't very good at that. Some people, a lot of their thoughts just occur internally in their own mind. They never test it out as if it was a Reddit post. So you find YouTubers tend to be a little better at that kind of thing. People who build businesses tend to understand that pretty quickly. Speaking of which, you can make the same argument for the bricks and minifigs disaster, and that's a serious disaster. Jason Page could probably recover from this by just being smarter in the future and being generous to people. I don't know about bricks and minifigs. I think that CEO might need to step down. I think it's kind of poisoned at this point. I don't think there's reversing that. What do you guys think of that one? So there you go, Mike's side. There's a whole conversation. You might be able to post that as a full video, Mike's side, and then repost it as a short as well. That might be two clips. Something we got to think about is how to, actually, Mike's side, I got approached by a company that I got approached on Instagram by a company that likes to clip farm, and they talk about all the things they want to do, and they're pretty aggressive about it. So let's see. Oh, bird just flew by my window. God, I wonder if that's the bird that's feeding these babies because I can hear them tweeting. Don't even have to be all that. Just don't be scum. Making trades with Jason Paige. I don't know who the dude is. He looks like a bum though, so I don't understand why he is popular. Who, Jason Paige? He's the musical artist for the opening anime song for Pokemon. So he's like, it's like an iconic song. Everyone recognizes it. So his signature is supposed to have value. If Jason Paige was like a quiet, reclusive guy and it was tricky to get his signature, this signature would be worth a lot. It'd be like, oh, is that a Jason Page signature? I'd be like, yeah, how cool, right? But instead, he's approaching, he did in the past, I don't know if he does it now, but in the past, he approaches vendors and says, here's my signature. Can I get something for it? So he's out there, carpetbagging with his signature, and it's a bad look. It's like a guy approaching a pawn shop or something. It's a bad look. You shouldn't need to do that if you're a celebrity. You shouldn't need to tell people that your signature has value. It's like, again, it's like a comedian saying, I'm funny, by the way. It's sure you are. It's like you don't need to tell people that. It should be self-evident. Just let people approach you. That's the simple way to explain. He didn't compose it though. That's an interesting fact, Miss Tammy. All right, he should stop signing for a few years. Yeah, he should focus on just not being greedy. I mean, everyone wants money. I want money, but there's got to be other ways for him to earn an income than, making bad trades with a kid. And again, we don't even know if it's a bad trade technically, because when people are analyzing this Gengar, it turns out the Gengar was in pretty bad condition. It was not a mint Gengar, and it's a Japanese Gengar, and they're not very expensive when they're not mint. So it's not as big of a deal as maybe it was blown up to be. But again, it just you saw how social media reacted to it. So it just simply looked bad. And bad press. You might make $50 in the trade, but the bad press is costing you $10,000. Like, what a horrible leveraging. You always have to please the crowd. Always. That's where all the money comes from. When 50,000 people are watching you do something and they're happy, you make lots of money. When 50,000 people are watching you do something and they don't like what you're doing, you got no money. Your ability to leverage the crowd is over. So, so he's got to win the crowd back a little bit. That's my opinion on Jason Page. He needs to win the crowd back. And I don't know, if you're bad at PR stuff, don't deal with your own PR stuff. Hire AI or something. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. And yes, this is a very bad news story for AGS as well. Very bad news story. Here's Sergio, L12, I believe, one ascendant for 6. What? What's happening to me? I'm turning into my name's 6 now. I'm transforming. That's it. We hit the view bounty. I just saw it happen. Thanks, guys. Happy Monday to all you guys. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. We can have a real busy day if you guys want. Solo leveling is in. A restock on Riftbound Unleashed is in. A restock on Origins Riftbound is in. Solo leveling, Unleashed, Origins, restocked. Ascended Heroes got restocked. What else has happened? New Harry Potter Quidditch Cup has happened. Harry Potter Quidditch Cup, vintage, very old, $16 a pack, brand new. It's on the menu. It's in. PSA return inbound, probably going to arrive in like 4 to 5 days. Always takes about 4 to 5 days. It's coming from California all the way out to Missouri. So that is on the way, a PSA return. It's a very interesting one. Primarily, there will not be useful modern cards in it that are good for like the Poke Shuffle or the live customs. Primarily, vintage cards. It's going to be vintage poker, lots of that. A little bit of modern poker, and then a card set that you almost never see. I don't want to reveal it until it's time to show it off in this. You don't want to miss that stream because it's got some cards you've probably never seen in it. And then a couple like Japanese vintage cards. Here's Fanrotam and Tangela. Ooh, Fanrotam. Mister is about to grow a tail. I'm about to grow more gray hair out of my head. Ascend is still not going down in price, huh? Not for me. I hate to tell you that. What's sad? I don't even make good money from Ascended. Ascended does not make me good money. Like if you guys just stopped buying it and focused on other other stuff like our wonderful tops pack break that's about to go off, or the wonderful breakpoint break that goes off. I actually make money on those. So see these items. If you guys didn't want to send it and you just bought these, I would actually make money. I make so little money on the Ascended Heroes because it's at such a ridiculous price point that I'm scared to push it any higher. And it just makes terrible margin. So there's no margin in Ascended Heroes. And I'm afraid that's just the way it is. But here we have the tops pack break with 2 spots left. So tops pack break, this guy, 2 spots left. And then you want the break point. Let's find the break point real fast. So break point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 spots and break point left. So these are both very close to going off. All right. Let's see. Even if it's a $20 Gengar and a $50 fake card, he made it seem like it was a real card. He never said it was fake, never asked for parents' permission. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. If you ever go to like a collecticon, it's busy as hell, dude. He probably deals with like 100 people approaching the bench. That's the truth. Over a couple hours, he probably gets like 100 people that, they say hi. Maybe some people get a signature. And so he obviously didn't think what he did was wrong. He obviously didn't think about it that hard. It's probably just another day for him. He gets this promo card from AGS. AGS think they're probably, they probably graded it for him for free or something. Who knows? So he probably thinks he's got this nice thing he can sell called his signature, and he's looking to make an income. That's what's going on with this guy. He wants an income. He's income first, reputation second. He needs to reverse that. Reputation first, income second. That's how it works. Reputation is first, number one priority, and then that'll be fixed. Let's go ahead and write this down over here for Mr. Sergio. And then let's get that giveaway started, guys. So we're going to say number 9. No, wait. Sergio's already on the list, right? Andrew, Javier, 6, TCC, Ivans. Oh, no, this is your first one. Okay. Mr. L12, we're going to say you did $20. I'm excited and I'm ready. What's going on? Yes, Kip, I'm excited and ready. Oh, Revelation reveal. New card set. I'm so excited for FF7 Revelation. I screamed at the reveal. Sephiroth was holding Cloud in his arms. But I went back and platted Rebirth after seeing it played. Can't wait to get off work. It's a beautiful day. Will you have packs for the 30th anniversary? I love it when people ask that question. So whenever like a really big hot set is coming out, people will ask, "Are you going to have that set?" And it's like, what do you think I'm going to answer? Like, no. I carry every single Pokemon card set except for the one everyone wants. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll have some. The question is, what will the price be? So no matter what, I will have some because we will get ours from the secondhand market and we just will have it. But how low will the price be? That is the question. All right. So here's Charizard. Hopefully low. It's not going to be low though, It's going to be stupidly high. Um yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully low. I want to tell you low. Javier is here. 4 of the solo levelings, 1 live custom, 2 ascended heroes. You got it. All right. We got 2 ascended heroes. Let's get 1 live custom. After seeing the Espeon and Umbreon promos, that set is never going to be at a reasonable price. Are we looking at the same promos? I looked at them and immediately didn't like them. And that is because in the card artwork, they have the number 30. And that's so cheesy to me. It looks terrible. It's kind of like, have you ever seen like graphic t-shirts that like memorialize like a date, like 1997 or something like that? It's like, that's only good like 40 years later. What if it's like 2028 and you're looking at this 30 on the card for Umbreon and you're like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to think about the year 2026. It's so I don't like that they dated the card. I think that's a very ugly look. The Pikachu cheeks on the card is fine because it's more like a official celebration, you know, icon. But to put it in the artwork itself, now it's not a piece of art. Now it's just some sort of like, don't forget, this was 30 years or something like that. It's just not the same feeling for me. I didn't like it. Otherwise, the artwork's pretty good. But yeah, I didn't like the clouds. It's too bad they did that. I'm sure I actually cried at the reveal. Lol, I'm a nerd. I actually assume that they'll do well, but for me personally, I didn't love it. For solo leveling, let me get you two more. Here it is. I don't mind it. Doesn't cover up anything important. Again, it's just like a T-shirt, and the T-shirt says 2015, and then like a couple years go by, and you're looking at this shirt that says 2015 on it, and you're like, ugh, the shirt doesn't seem like an everyday wearing kind of shirt. It lacks a sort of generality that allows something to seem like a timeless artwork. Instead, it's like, nope, this is just a celebration of this particular year, and then it just sort of becomes like I don't know, bro. Also, am I the only one who's kind of disappointed Celebrations just reprinting Charizard from the base set again? Like, how many times are they going to reprint the base set Charizard? Couldn't we get like a different Charizard, maybe one that's not remembered as well, or maybe one that doesn't get enough attention? Yeah, it's always Charizard from base set. Nothing wrong with it. It's just there's a lot of them. XY. Well, first of all, the first reprint of that you could argue goes all the way back to what's the name of that set? I can't remember the name of the set. It's like a Pokemon Black White. Well, no, Legendary Collection technically is a reprint as well. That's the first reprint was Legendary Collection, but that one looks really good because it's so unique looking. Bike Yun Ho. By the way, we're trying to pull out the swimsuit wearing character cards out of here, which is a big chase card in this set. Solo leveling. Should have been Shining Charizard. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they should have gotten like Dark Charizard, Blaine's Charizard. They already did basic Charizard. Give Shining Charizard or something like that a try, and people would have loved it. They wouldn't have minded. They'd done Shining Magikarp. Why can't they do Shining Charizard? So maybe they're saving that for 5 years from now. I don't know. But it's, you only get one of these sets every 5 years. And like, look, Pokemon. So every 10 years we get two of these sets. I'm going to be dead before you do Shining Charizard, you know? Like, give me a break. We don't need base set chart again and again and again and again and again. We just had them in the not just in the celebrations collection, but also in the classic collection. He was reprinted a lot in the classic collection, and so you got XY Evolutions Classic Collection, 25th Celebration, and whatever else I'm not thinking about. But he's just been reprinted too much at this point. There it is, Javier. I like it being fireworks in the background. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about with the Umbreon? All right, so here's Javier with the A. Let's grab his bag. Should have been shining. 30th celebration is going to be huge. I think it's going to be popular because you see some other really big cards in it too. You see, like, for example, you see Aquapolis Lugia is like a really big chase card for a lot of people. And so being able to pull that out of like a booster pack is going to be really popular, I think, because you can't open Aquapolis booster packs anymore. They're too expensive. And so that's an example where this set's going to shine because you can have an experience that now you can't afford to have that original experience, the vintage experience, but you can experience it with the 30th anniversary. Joseph Smith says one Harry Potter Quidditch patch. Harry Potter. Here it is, Harry Potter, Harry Pooter. Oh, what got started? So last night one of the breaks started moving this guy. So this is the 151 Charizard. See it? And we are 3 spots deep. It's a big journey, 36 spots to go, or 36 spots total. It's a big one. All right, you ready? They gave Palkia a special card, but not Dialga. They hate me specifically. That sucks, man. Oh, heartburn. All right, you ready? Ooh, we got Gone, Searching for the Snitch, Rope Bind, Cunning Fox, Stream of Flames, Deskined a Pig, Boop Boop, Defendo, Comet 260, and Out of Control. Cool, man. Not a holographic pack, though. Maybe the next one's hollow. Did Jason Paige really sign that Charizard? Oh, my. Yeah, actually, if you take a look, this is probably one of the better examples of a Jason Paige signature. So it's first edition, Be the Very Best, Jason Paige, holographic, got a big swirl right there. So I got that very cheap. That was only $845. I mean, even from the perspective of it just being, a nice dark Charizard, this card's got to be worth something. However, Jason Paige is actively trying to sabotage the value of my Charizard by getting himself into controversies by not being more mindful about trading Pokemon cards with kids. And then also his follow-up video was not very good, I guess. So yeah, guy's gotta be he's lowering the value of my cherry Zard. I've been seeing so many videos on him lately. Yeah, he's got himself in some kind of trouble. We are. I don't want to hear about Jason Paige and controversies. Come on, Jason Paige. I want to hear about how he's the sweetest, nicest guy and everyone wants to be his best friend. That's what I want to hear. Mr. JC, 2 boxes of those solo levelings. Yes, so I had you in mind when I restocked them. And, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and restock them again right now while we're ahead of things. Do I not have another box of it? I should have 3 boxes of these in the room. Ah, there's the other one. All right, here they are. Ta-da! Let's get it started. 69 months. Woo! That's the optimal time period. The Pokemon Company promotes that guy. I don't think they have to. I think he promotes himself. But no, I wouldn't say you hear about the Pokemon Company promoting him. He just gets invited places. He does actually perform at these collecticons, right, guys? Like he goes up on stage, he sings the famous song in front of the crowd, right? So there's a lot of hatred for him. He's not been making very good reputational moves, and yet he's still out there performing. And again, he's still the voice of the guy who did Pokemon, the opening credits, so the opening scene. It's an interesting subject. It's a very interesting subject. But in my opinion, this latest move was very bad. He shouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. It's very bad because maybe he got swept up in the belief that, these fake Pokemon cards from AGS are like, oh, they're promos. No, they're not, dude. They're counterfeit. Those are counterfeit. And so there's a lot of greed going on here. AGS was greedy too. Let's not let them off the hook. AGS should not be encapsulating fake Pokemon cards. I don't agree with it. If you want to be a reputable grading brand, you do not encapsulate fake Pokemon cards. You just don't. It's just one of those things you got to be smart enough to realize it can't be that way. But AGS wants a reason to have more cards to grade, so they're like, yeah, we'll grade our own promos. They should never commission them and they should never grade them. It's just corny and bad and it's counterfeit. Unless they bought the license, by the way, to print cards, right? So if AGS bought the license from Pokemon to print Pokemon cards, then it's good. Then you can print Pokemon cards. They most certainly did not. So that is a counterfeit. It's not fake, it's counterfeit. It's it's property theft. It's intellectual property theft. So it's just a terrible, terrible look for AGS. And Jason Page, you know, he could have just signed an energy card and had CGC or BGS or PSA actually graded, and then he'd have been all good. So a big part of the controversy is AGS. You can't let that slip by. You can't put all the blame on Jason, who clearly does not think in his own best interest. You got to put some of the blame on AGS for even allowing themselves to be that greedy. Ooh, look at that right off the bat. An ultra rare of Baek Yoon Ho. Wow, these textured ones look really cool. All right. He was saying it's a 10, but he's promoted by them. Yeah. Didn't you do that, mister? Yeah, so early on, we encapsulated a metal Charizard, and I think we might have encapsulated a Misty. There was a lot of pressure to do this. And guess what, Six? On my own, without anyone's advice, my gut told me this is very stupid. And then I declared we're not doing it anymore. And I had people ready to give me money for it too. So there was money involved. People were like, I want my Metal Charizard graded and I want my Sexy Misty graded. And I turned that money down. I rejected it because I understood right away from my gut. I have a good gut for these things. I understood right away. I was like, this is not good. And so you'll notice we stopped encapsulating those immediately. So I think there's somewhere in the ether, there's like 1 or 2 of those floating out there. But just as soon as we started, I stopped it. Now, I'm just one guy. I'm a scrappy dude, right? I'm not a full on company with 30 employees or whatever. AGS probably has a bunch of employees. So I'm not making millions of dollars. I'm not a full on brand trying to be a brand, trying to be like an official grading company. Ooh. Sung Jin Woo and Iso de Vaderu. How does that get past so many people over there? There can only be one explanation. It's greed. It's greed, it's arrogance. But what it really is it's intellectual property theft. You can't be printing Pokemon cards. Oh, what's this? Wow, that's cool, man. You are star. Whoa. Sung Jin Woo. Beautiful. All right. He isn't signing cards and saying it's worth something. Let's see. Yep, he doesn't say whatever he charges. 140 for a full auto. There it is. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. Here's another one. You got another UR. This was an extremely good box. We've got Cha Hae In. All right. And what's this? Another one. The whole box is just URs. All right. That's a cold pack. Okay. And Issa Radaru. Also, you don't even sell to minors. Are you talking to me? Yeah. So like when we have all our graded cards, you're right. Everyone's an adult. Everyone involved is an adult. But on my own, I recognize that grading fake cards, even if they look good visually, it's bad business. Bad business. And I'm just a scrappy small one person business. I'm not AGS with an HR department, a legal department, a CEO. You could call me the CEO if you want, but I'm like, it's just me and Mike side does the editing and Miss Alexis helps with the shipping. We're not like a big brand or something like that. We're just we're like your local pub or something. Here we are. Look at this. Goto Ryuju. Ooh. All right. This is a pretty good packs, I think. You're getting some good pulls out of here. The big thing is he traded his fake card for a real Gengar worth 150. So that's part of the controversy for sure. Um, Actually, I saw some people talking about it in Instagram, and they were talking about how the kid had already been ripped off. The kid got ripped off by the vendor who sold him the Gengar for like 150. Because apparently, when you get a close up look at that Gengar, it is in poor condition. Somebody did like a cross analysis of the card that Jason Page held up in his defense video where he kind of defends himself and they compare it to the one in the kid's hand in the videos, and it is the same card. And so pretty quickly, people identified that Gengar is in terrible condition. So how the hell did the vendor sell it for so much money, or claim that it was worth so much money? You know what I mean? So they think the kid got ripped off by the vendor as well. The Gengar, if it had been sold on TCG Player, might have just been like $40. We are all right. Let's see. Are you guys talking about the Jason Page scam? Yes. Talking about fake cards. Did you see where PSA graded a fake poncho? I did not. How did they find that out? Apparently, PSA has been receiving a lot of fake cards, guys. You got to be careful. One good thing about the cards you and I grade, we know they're all authentic. I'm getting some cards back and they're all real. Look at this. Ooh, Sung Jin Woo, Sung Jin Woo. Oh, I have some news. I sent PSA a Tora Karuta Koro Koro, and they rejected it. They didn't encapsulate it. Now, they didn't say it was fake. They just didn't want to encapsulate it, I guess. And that's got me real concerned that it's going to be hard to get your Toro Karutas graded, which isn't good because I got a bunch of them. And so my graded Toro Karuta Charmander might be even more rare than you think. Why does Jason Page even work with AGS? They're a terrible reputation, lost 20 to 30% business in the past years for their grading of fake first edition stamps and fake cards they grade. Yeah, if you think about it, these companies must be getting tested like crazy for their ability to detect fakes. See, Cardconomist grading doesn't got to deal with that because I just grade what you guys open from authentic product. That's so easy. But we're just small scale. You could never scale that, but they actually receive large amounts of mailed in product that includes like prestigious rare cards, and so they have to have a perfect system, an impenetrable system of detecting fakes and manipulated cards. And I bet people are really questioning that at this point, if that story is really true. AGS, by the way, they almost had a deal with me like Tag did. You guys notice how Tag blew up? Tag did a deal with me to be one of their tag dealers. Of course, they were doing a deal with others as well. They're trying to get influencers and people who just wanted to be middlemen. So that's really cool. So Tag made me one of their middlemen, and I went on to produce probably a lot of high quality content for them. And what did they do? They just gave me a nice deal on grading. They said they'll get grading done quickly for me, and they did, by the way. They got much of the grading done basically at an express speed, less than a month in some cases. So Tag helped me make some money, and I advertised their brand, which I don't know what that's worth, but it's worth something, right? And yeah, it was. Some people were telling me I was doing such a good job at it that I probably got underpaid. Like I could have asked for a nicer deal with them, but I didn't mind because I probably would have graded with Tag anyways. Now AGS almost had a deal with me, but they were greedy. Did you know that? So I was working out a deal with the AGS. We were negotiating a deal. This was before Tag. We talked about it here on the channel. I was negotiating a deal with AGS, and we talked a whole bunch. There were multiple phone calls, there were emails, and then when it came down to the details of the deal, they were really greedy. I was like, why would I ever accept this deal? Basically, this deal is I just have to grade a bunch with you guys and pay for it all. And it's like they didn't want to offer me some kind of cut or something. And I was like, so I told them I was passing. I was like, nah. So AGS could have been up on my table, getting advertised, being spoken about. They could have received probably tens of thousands of dollars worth of advertisement because a lot of people come over here and watch our streams and our clips. So just the brand awareness alone helps. And like for example, we get like 500,000 views per month in our shorts. So our shorts are kind of good. Our stream maybe could have used some improvements. I wish we had more people watching, but the shorts, in fact, do very well. So we're doing very well over there. All right, no bikini card this time, Mr. JC. Joseph Smith, spot in the break point. Let's get you, man. There we go. I think I need to find some way to get the people watching the shorts to come over here and join the stream. That's what we got to do. But, I don't like to advertise the stream too much. I think it gets annoying if you advertise it too much. Love the shorts. Yeah, we pump out a lot of shorts. It's not just on YouTube either. We get some good views on some of the other social medias too. So we do pretty good over there. Let's see. Pack break 2 going in. Let's see how many spots we're left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 spots left on breakpoint. All right. Yeah, that's 500,000 views on just YouTube. Okay, we're jumping over here now. We want to make sure we get the oldest order first. We don't want anyone waiting too long. We have an order from Nicholas Pacheco. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? So he says 10 Poke Shuffles, 2 spots in the tops pack. All right, cool, man. Nicholas Pacheco. Love these tops packs. These are high quality ones. And so you might actually have a shot at a 10. Although we have ran into a sticky pack once or twice. So that's a risk. You have to understand that there's a risk of that. But when they're not sticky, it's good stuff, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so tops is done. 6, 7, 6, 7. How about the Pope doing that 6, 7 meme? Is that funny or is it cringe? We are. I don't know how to feel about that. Pokey shuffles. I gotta find some more cards for the pokey shuffles. We're so low. We're so low. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's the free one. You get a free one. Dude. Rain Clef Tops. Rain Clef. Oh, Rainbow Clefable. Hey, that's a decent pull. I mean, it's a rainbow rare. Let's grab it. It's a rainbow hollow. Those are top tier, man. Now, it's not going to be worth $5,000, but that's why it's in here. The Poke Shuffle only goes up to 100. So that's vintage Clefable, 65. You're up. The question is, do you want to keep it or do you want to re-roll it? Get that little piece of dust off here. All right. Nothing better than pulling a decent vintage card out of the Poke Shuffles, But not everybody wants Clefable, and not everyone wants a Topps card. Look how bright that is, by the way. Isn't that insane? So there's silver foil and rainbow foil for Topps. It's pretty hard getting a 10 in a rainbow foil. I just had an Arcanine grade, and it graded 9. Let's see. I want to see if that Arcanine was a regrade as well. Under the regrades channel. Let's scroll way up. So what are we thinking here, Nicholas? Is that a legit 9 or a chance at a 10? You're asking if you regrade it, will it turn into a 10? You know, I would just assume it's probably going to regrade into a 9. You could try to regrade it with like CGC and just see what happens. I mean, sometimes they do actually cross into a 10, but I'm going to bet most of the time they do not. I'm scrolling up here. I don't see Arcanine. I'm just wondering if the Arcanine's a regrade. Oh, look at this. That BGS 9.5 Master Ball Gengar regraded into a 10. I think. Pretty sure it did. That's an old one. I'm just looking around. All right, I'm done looking. What are we thinking? All right, good deal. It's probably undervalued, you know. I think a lot of Topps cards are kind of like the poker cards. I showed the nighttime stream this video or this image. I also showed people in Discord. Be sure to join our Discord server so that you guys can see my eBay sales because I share them over there and we talk about unusual ones. But like, look at this. This just sold on June 6th. That's Poker Trico and it sold for 650. Wow. What do you guys think of that? That's a huge win. All right, toss it over there. So I think it establishes that the poker cards do have demand. There's real demand for them. All right, we're going to grab this. $650 for one card, Trico. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got these 7 here. It's interesting, too, because it came from a later deck. It didn't come from the original 1996 decks. So it's just an unusually good price. Was I not in the Topps break, says Shahir. You were likely in the previous round. So this is the second one. We finished the first one pretty fast, and then I went to Nashville, and now this is the second one. Hawk, Mark, Ryan, Nicholas. So if you remember buying a spot, just know this. We ran a second pack right afterwards. This is the second pack. Got it. Didn't realize. Sorry, man. Yeah, I can run it a third time. You guys want a third round? I don't mind. These have been pretty popular, and I have been noticing that Topps Pokemon is true vintage product, just like the poker cards, and it's at a pretty affordable price. So that's some of the best combinations you can get in the hobby right now. Nowadays, when everything costs a gazillion dollars. All right, give me a number. I went to Nashville this weekend. Did you guys know that? Nashville, Tennessee. It was not bad, man. 7. Tyler says 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is actually the same as rolling for 0. 0 is allowed though. So there's that. And now we got to open this bad boy. Well, chicks, did you get to eat the hot chicken? No, it's just fried chicken. So it's like fried chicken with hot sauce. So I didn't mess with that. All right. Did you see that? I'm not detecting any stickiness. This is a lucky pack, guys. This was a lucky pack. 0 stickiness I'm detecting. That's good stuff, man. That's money. Somebody in here is going to make some money probably. So here's Mark V. All right, Mark. Got a Brock. Look at that. That's wonderful. Okay, Mark's got Brock non-hollow. I'm going to move this over here. I think he has a couple spots. Now here's Ryan Shapiro. He's going to pick up this lovely Arcanine. If you ever need me to pre-grade your Topps cards are one of the cards that are actually much trickier to grade. And I've graded enormous amounts of these. So I'm very familiar with what causes them to fail a 10. So you could say I have a, expert experience with grading, probably more than most people, in fact, experience with grading tops. All right, let's see. Now, here's Mr. Mark. So he's going to get the snake. Okay, Mr. Mark with one snake. Upside down. We're not going to resleeve that. We're going to leave that as is. Here's Mr. Mark with a Stanky Manky. Okay, we got a little Stanky Manky. I could probably predict if your card's going to grade 10 with these tops cards. I've had a ton of them come back from PSA very recently. Here's Mr. Haktua. He's got the Beedrill. All right, beautiful Beedrill. Zero stickiness. That's an enviable pack to open, guys. Hawk with an H. He's going to be over here. We opened one before this, and it had like a little bit of stickiness, but not on the hollow, which was good. And it's very interesting that in a booster box of Topps cards, some of the packs can be sticky and some can be non-sticky. So that's pretty fascinating. Here's Nicholas Pacheco. Okay, Mr. Nicholas, you got the Squirrel Squad Squirtle. All right. Oh, look at that Squirtle. Mr. Nick with an N. You're going to go over here. Oh, no, you got your own box. I like my cards sticky, bruh. I like my cheese drippy, bruh. So I'm going to keep this up against these top loaders. So it's against a nice flat surface. Good place to put it. Yep, we drove 7.5 hours to Nashville, and then we drove 7.5 hours back pretty quickly. All right, and the last spot goes to Nicholas Pacheco. All right, Nicholas, now you'll notice there's this bonus card, Caterpie. I'm going to toss this to Mr. Hawk. It is his birthday, and he donated a very nice booster box to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and donate this to him. He's going to get the bonus pull in the pack. The packs are meant to be 7 cards in total, but these packs have been handing out 8 cards in total. Your pull is Jesse. Wow, look at that, man. So I'm going to go ahead. Now, this card has a foil to it, and so we're going to be super gentle to it because they can chip. The hollow foil can chip. See what I've done here? So I've like a bed sheet. I'm going to tuck it into bed. All right, I'm tucking Jesse into bed. See what I do there? All right, that's very smart. That's how we do it. That extra attention gives you a better shot at a 10. Ooh. All right. See, just another reason why it's a good idea to have a host with a lot of experience too, right? Because what was I doing when we most recently tested the Topps cards? I was cracking some of these out of the slabs and I started putting it in a sleeve, and it literally chipped while it went into the sleeve. And I said, there you go. You have to slice the sleeve to protect the card. It has to be done. Wow, so nice. That's Nicholas Pacheco. Congratulations. That's a heavy box, man. You got a lot of cards. Nicholas Pacheco, he's a big buyer, everybody. Nick, what do you even have in this bag? You got like all these top loaders? What is this? Oh, Naruto's. Nice, man. So you're a big Naruto fan. You are? I'm thinking of lowering the price on the Naruto's again. I have too much of it, and so I don't want to be stuck with like a gazillion packs of Naruto for the next 3 years, which is what would happen. So I'm probably going to lower their price a little if I can remember to do that. Now, here was also Mr. Mark J. Valera, and he had Mankey, Ekins, and Brock. So let's get this into Mr. Mark's bag. All right. Mr. Mark, does he have, let's see. Okay, so here's what we'll do for Mr. Mark. I think we'll do this. I'll put this here. Put Mankey in here for fun. Maybe he likes Mankey. Maybe he likes spanking his Mankey. I bet he does. We'll put this here. Got another package for me today. Now I wait for my box. Oh, yeah. So I just ended up sending that to Miss Alexis in the shipping area. She's coming in today to get the shipping done. She has so much shipping. It's a ton. So she's going to be busy. All right, let's mark this break as completed. We're heading over here to the Breaks History channel. Tops pack number 2 finished at 60 minutes, starting round 3. So this has been popular enough. We're just going to start round 3. All right. Here it is, round 3. Dude, I got to see what all that tweeting is coming from. There's got to be a bird, like, just right outside my window. It's got to be a bird's nest. There it is. That's round 3, and it's reset. You can join it right now if you'd like. We just finished that. And now, again, we're going to work on oldest orders first. You ready? Shayna is next. Shayna wants 5 junk packs. Shayna, not my Shayna. What's up, Shayna? All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are junk packs. What are they made out of? They're made out of junk. So no matter what you get, you can't complain about it because it's in the title that they're junk. They're pretty cheap. These are $3 each, and I always run out of them. So they've been fairly popular. What do we got? So you got Karuta Pokemon, Star Wars, old Naruto's. These are just like cards that have been, oh, that's a Master Ball. Wow. These are just cards that have been laying around, and I don't know what to do with them. Some of it's been donated. Some of it's been traded. So you guys can trade me junks out of your bag for spots in our breaks. So some of it's been traded, some of it's been abandoned, some of it's from me opening packs for myself, maybe in like a one whole box kind of video or something like that, or just stuff I've held on to for years. Our pack number 3, Ultra Junk Pack Enjoyer. Okay. Look at this Maryland. So weird. Okay, we've got some One Piece, some Fortnite, some Simpsons, some girl cards. Lots of girl cards. Yeah, there's a lot of abandoned bags. People, what they do is if they don't have like $10 worth of cards to ship, they just don't ship it out. They just abandon it. Actually, even if they do have 10 cards to ship, they often do abandon it anyways. I think there has to be some sort of like escape velocity value in the bag where it's like, I better ship that. So I get a lot of abandoned bags, it turns out, over time. I think we just confiscated a Sean Dieter or something like that earlier. Here's Naruto. Playboy. Okay. There you go. Now, these do not automatically ship out. These stay here with us until you order a round of shipping. You can keep adding to your bag in the meantime. So you can, next paycheck or next time you want to go shopping, you can add even more stuff to your bag and then combine ship it. Shipping is in the website. It's $9 for no matter how much you have. It's always 9. That's how we do it. The funny part is the junk packs are cheaper than the shipping. So, it's funny that you pay so little for the cards and then the shipping eats up a lot of the cost. It's going to say 7.26. Actually, it should say 6.26. All right. Now this should go into the SH box. There it is. Junk in the trunk. I prefer to collect my junk by ordering normal boosters. I think the junk packs are pretty weird. They just got all kinds of stuff in it. All right. They sell, man. They sell out. We sell out of those. Mr. Ahmad Arabi, what's up, man? He says a box of PRB2, a pack of Ascended Heroes, and open another Naruto tin and give away the Galarian Slow King V. Let's have some fun. Speaking of giveaways, where is the gem box? Here it is. So you guys, we hit the view bounty. The view bounty today was pretty easy to hit. It was like 61 or something like that. So we're going to jump over here. Let's see. Where's the giveaway channel? Here it is. We're going to hit refresh on this. We're going to hit next, next, done. All right, so type in Hawk, Hawk. He paid $90 to give this away to you guys. Very nice. And are you saying you wanted to buy this Slow King? Is that what you're saying, Mr. Arabi? Let's see. Let's give away the Galarian Slow King V. Let's have some fun. So I think this will be a secondary giveaway. is what you're saying. This one's going to finish, and then this one will begin, okay? Goes. All right. What do you want the keyword to be? Let's see. I'll put it down as Mr. Arabi. Arabi. Oh, that looks like a V, though. I didn't write your name very well. Let me try this. I'm going to try that again. I was just saying the other night, it's very nice to do these giveaways because people start to recognize you. So it's a nice way to let people know who you are and just be nice to people. I don't know if that's very readable either. It's pretty close, though. That's Arabi. All right. My handwriting's atrocious sometimes. It's not my fault. It's the Sharpie marker. All right. So a box of PRB2 and a pack of Ascended. Looks like we need a new PRB2 box. Let me go get it, okay? I'll be back. All right. Here we are. There it goes. You made me crack up. She talking to Mr. Kip. Ooh. Snip of this. Good. One whole box of PRB2 in a minute. I want slow keeps, a 6. There we go. I should set that to the side for the moment so that doesn't get double purchased. Oh, we also have to pay out TRG. That was a consignment card. TRG. Let's not forget that. All right, so payout incoming. All right, there it goes. Hey, what's up, Greek lady? How's it going? So Team Rocket Grunt has had a payout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what? I'm creating a channel in Discord. Where should it be? Breaks history. Let's call it consignment. All right. So we have a new channel called Consignment. How about Consignment Sold? All right. And today it's going to say TRG Slow King $70 sold. All right. Got to do something. Because I feel like, how will he even know that it's sold? You know, I feel like there needs to be some evidence that it's sold. Is Snorlax is in the pack. You got to buy them. All right, let's snip this. Let's snip this. Let's snip this. All right. Oops. All right. My head hurts. No! 6, did you drink water? Did you try drinking water? Have you tried drinking? Whenever I seem to be a headache prone person. And whenever I get a headache, people ask me if I drank water. And I do actually. I do drink a lot of water now just to see if that gets. Ooh, a golden dawn. Nice. All right. Who is that? With the 3 scars, huh? Put that there. Okay. That is Shanks. Okay, you got the Shanks Gold Dawn. Nice, dude. Maybe that grade's 10 for you, too. Okay. Got some hollows here. So what I'm doing for you is I'm keeping the cheap hollows on the right And the nice stuff, including the SRs, go on the left. Oh, we've got... I don't know if these non-hollow Dawn cards are even worth putting in the pile. Do you guys think they're worth putting in the pile? Here's this guy with the do-rag. And here is the guy with the big sword. Here's a hollow. Here's Monkey D. Luffy. Very nice. Here's some hollows. Okay. Oh, I want to win it and display that box with my slabs. Here's Shanks, and he's got 3 scars on his face. Okay, here's... Ooh, look at this guy. Here's a hollow and this SR. Here's Sabo. Sabo! And evil bad guy. I can tell he's a bad guy by the way they drew him. And then finally, this SR. Very good. OP put so many promos out, it's almost hard to keep up. Yeah, One Piece. How do you guys feel about One Piece right now? You think it's doing well? We got a One Piece OP5 English box break you can join. It's pretty deep. The OP box break is 16 out of 32 now. It's pretty far along. All right, so there are your junk hollows, and then here are your quality cards. You got 1, 2, stable, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad with the gold Dawn, huh? Okay, cool. Let's go looking for your bag. Ugh. Whoa. Very nice. Market's correcting a little, but I need me a couple promos and I'll be happy. Here's a fun fact. In our product called the Other Shuffle, you have a chance to pull a Tag 10 or PSA 10 or some kind of graded One Piece card. We put them in the other shuffles. So I think you also asked to open up a tin. So I think you have 5 tins left, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're opening one of those 5. Is it 5 or let's see how many's left? Yeah. So after this, you'll have 4 tins left. Here we are. Prices are too high for a new TCG. It's not sustainable. Here we are. I'm selling all my Pokemon cards. I'm buying Buttcoin. Buttcoin's the future. It's digital gold. Have all these. All right, bring this back down. The first partner card was starting to climb. I just tossed the tin. Cursed eyes. Whoa. You've got Didera and Cursed eyes. I think they're cursed. Buttcoin to the moon. Quick, buy the dip. That lovely. Boy, I am so glad I did not put a meaningful amount of money into Bitcoin. That has been the right move over the last 5 years. I sold all my Bitcoin in the beginning of 2025 to do what? In order to buy Pokemon cards. What a move, dude. There you are. I was using my Sharingan, and I made exactly the precise correct move. There we go. Of course, Pokemon still has time to crash, too. You never know. You never know. The story's not over. Ready? Did you see Goofy D. Paul copy Floyd Mayweather and all these years later? I'm going to use my Sharingan. All those slabs. I'm going to use my Sharingan. Huh, I'm not even using 50% of my power, kid. Here's the 5th Kazekage. Ooh, he's the 5th Kazekage. Detonating Clay, Powerless, Fire Style, and Super Chakra Rasengan. Ooh. Super Chakra Rasengan. So 1 and a 2, the 5th Kazekage. I didn't hear your opinion on the Brooks and Minifigs situation. So Karis and I were trapped in a car together for 7 hours and 7.5 hours driving to Tennessee and back. And we just listened to like the whole time, just like video after video after video of lawyers breaking down the Minifigs situation. And so a lot of lawyers agree what the cops did is definitely suable. A lot of them agree, like from multiple situations, it's a suable situation. And so it's looking like the Fork police, Officer Doofus, Officer Chud, those guys are probably going to get a lawsuit. And then Bricks and Minifigs, a lot of the lawyers agreed the problem for Bricks and Minifigs is at some point they actually admit that they have the product. And so how can they still be holding on to the product and not have given it back? And now they're trying to sue Reckless Ben for negative press on something they've actually done, which is withholding, a dying man's Lego collection or not paying him out correctly. But they've tried to pivot and place all the blame onto the previous owners. Ooh, there's a nice Naruto. Exposing the hideout. So they think that there's going to be a lawsuit from the previous owners too, if that's simply not the truth. So a lot of it has just been, it appears to be actual business theft and then them just covering their asses when they got caught and they can't get out of it anymore. I think it looks pretty bad. It is. They're trying to spin it any way they can. That's what you do when you're a thief. You try to, when you're caught and you're a thief doing thief stuff, you try to spin it. I'm the victim. I think they're toast, dude. I think it looks so bad. I think the CEO needs to step down. The Joshua guy's been fired already. I think Joshua and the whatever the other guy's name was, yeah, they're already out. These are professional business thieves. They said we don't got to pay that. Ooh, you got a golden hollow. So the golden is a 3-star. Very nice. What is this called? Wood style Great Forest Jutsu. Ooh, okay. Let's get this in the sleeve, and then we can zoom. Here you go, Mr. Ahmad Arabi. Ah, weird. It looks less holographic in the through the phone. If you look at it with your eyes, it's like really holographic. So the phone doesn't do it justice. But there it is. See the 3 dots? That means this is an extra rare card. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for cards like this, and you're looking for the golden, those black and golden cards that you pulled one the other day. So there you go. And here's first Hokage and Yamato. All right, very good, Mister. You should watch Naruto again. Yeah, I think I watched like season up to season 3 or something because Karis made me watch it. And it was like, it was so nerdy, dude. I'm gonna use my shine. I think that's Harishima. I'm using voice to text, walking in the rain. Wonder how many other people have been victims like this. I've seen the redacted videos about how that guy Josh wanted to see the papers. How crazy is it that the cops literally called the court system, verified the papers were real, and didn't serve Josh, and then arrested Ben? So it's like they picked a side and they broke the law. It is all the cops had to do is say, "Hey, Josh, these papers are real. You're served." And then they had to leave. And then what they should have done is walked right over to Reckless Ben and said, "If you get caught over here again, we are arresting you for harassment and we're arresting you for trespass." So that's all they had to do. They had to serve the papers and then tell Ben to get lost or he's going to get arrested for harassment. All right, that's for our friend Mr. Ahmed. Let's go grab your bag. Now, he is Mr. Arabi has also decided to give you guys this Galarian Slow King. It's a $70 card. We're going to begin this one right after Mr. Hawk's giveaway is done. So we got, man, a pretty fantastic lineup of giveaways. We also got to get you on that giveaway list. You should watch Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, only around 500 episodes. Naruto's so good from when Sasuke leaves the village all the way till the end. It's amazing. Yeah, we got some generous people in our group. It's pretty amazing. You got enough stuff in your bags. I think this warrants its own box almost, unless we can remove some abandoned bags. Oh yeah, we can. Look, this is abandoned. 924. 924. So look at these. People just abandon their bags. Here's a 524. Damn, dude. This one's 1123. 1124. 1224. All right. So obviously, I've given these people a lot of time to come back and collect their stuff. They've left it abandoned. We're going to move these off to be processed, and you're going to get a fresh bag and continue to go into the AA box. He didn't even make it to the tune-in exams. That's exactly where that's exactly where I stopped. Kabuto or whatever his name was turning out to be a bad guy, and they were at the tune-in exams. All right, lovely. 626. So them taking the documents kind of made a loophole. How about the one lady saying that they don't redact footage to hide that they've done stuff wrong? How about that? Because that was a huge lie. They were doing things wrong. They were redacting footage just to protect themselves, not to protect the victims. And how about the victims making false allegations to the cops? How about that? Yeah, the supposed victims, I mean, not the CEO and Josh with his little toes out or whatever, which is so weird. He's got a little. I guess I would have done the same thing, but it's like if I don't know, I don't know what to think. Audio is redacted is okay, not video. How about the cops turning off their body cams too? That should be illegal because it seemed like they turned their body cams off at a very important moment where they were going to discuss something, and they said we better turn our body cams off so that we can go ahead and break the law. And now this guy who runs Bricks and Minifigs, after saying, "Oh, it's not us, it's the franchises, the franchises. We don't know what the franchises did. Oh, it's the previous owners actually." Now he wants to take care of this guy and be like, "Oh, let us give you your money back or give you your Legos back." Now he wants to solve it. How about that? How about wow, it's now you care. I love how people say, don't go after the franchises. They're ran by innocent people. It's like they are technically. Those franchises pay corporate though. That's what a franchise is. So it's like, oh, you can't blame all these little McDonald's shops for what McDonald's does. It's like, yeah, you can actually. And that's not true. You can blame all the little franchises for what the corporate does. They're the same business. It's the same company. So you can boycott your local Bricks and Minifigs. Don't do anything illegal, obviously, but you totally can boycott them. Let's get you your one Ascended Heroes pack. I don't think I fulfilled that, Mr. Arabi. I'm so wrapped up in the passionate conversation. Let me get him his last part of his order, guys. All right, you ready? Now, hey, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt, you just had a card sale. Mr. Ahmad Arabi bought the Galarian Slow King to give it away, and so you have a $52.50 card, okay? Oh, they all knew what was happening. They made false claims saying that Ben and his crew had heroin. Right, and then they searched the car for such a prolonged period. They were basically searching for any crime. They were searching for any crime they could uncover. It's so illegal. And they arrested all those people at the Lego house. How did the landlord overhear them saying that they had stolen Legos? How did he overhear that? If unless the landlord was living with them, which I don't think that was the setup, but maybe it was. If the landlord wasn't living with them, how did he hear that? And why would the landlord agree to do that with the cops? Here it is. All right, you ready? I actually, people were saying Mormon Mafia, and I didn't really believe that. And after hearing Joshua and uh, Ammon both talk about how they got Mormon things to be doing, I actually believe maybe it is Mormon Mafia a little bit. Not a mafia, but just people going, hey, you're part of our special group. We'll take care of you. You're the favored group. We're not going to be impartial about this. All right, just a cold pack this time. Nothing crazy. No super snipe. No, it's looking pretty bad. This I'm very curious what comes out of it. I think there's going to be some lawyers very happy to sue over something that seems so easy to sue over. You know, I did hear a lawyer say that when Reckless Ben left the country, he did break a pretty serious law. So he has officially broken the law by leaving the country. And he apparently should not have done that. So here's Team Rocket Grunt. Let me get one live custom, one pokey shuffle. All right. Team Rocket Grunt, it's your turn right now Let's open up your order. Just like the Amish Mafia. That's right. Yeah, they got an in group and they're gonna abuse the laws to protect their own group. And you can't do that in the United States. The police force especially can't be doing that. That's no good. Okay, one cold Pokey Shuffle. Let's try the live customs. Diablo Lorcana, Wilds Unknown. It's funny you should ask. I've been hearing a lot about Lorcana. Maybe we'll get a booster box or two just for fun. We used to sell it and then we stopped. Here's one live costume. Ready? Okay. We got Garnet, one cold Garnet. Hopefully, a judge with sense sees the case. All right, no luck there. Sorry, man. All right, we'll toss this over here. No super snipes this time. We have an order from Jonathan Lewandowski: 5 Abyssai, 5 Ascended Heroes, 2 Chaos Rising. Whoa, these are some big orders. I kind of suspected we might have a busy Monday because I was not here for Friday night or Saturday night. Sunday night was a little bit busy too, actually. All right. So naturally, I started late. I was thinking the same thing about him leaving, but if he didn't, he'd be in jail on some BS. Right. They would have put him in jail on something he can't defend against, and they would have told him no bail. Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't think you need to leave the country for that, though. I think if you want to avoid being picked up by the police, you just go to a different state. So he could have just Airbnb'd somewhere. All right. So a lawyer came out and said, yes, he broke the law when he fled to Mexico. That's actually illegal. Okay. So 5 Abyss Eyes as well. It's a big order, guys. Where are my Abyss Eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's very interesting, and I'm really curious how it all ends. Oh, I got to sneeze now. Cough, cough, sneeze. All right. So, a couple sneezies there. Where did he flee? He fled to Mexico. Oh my God. They even contacted the cops in Los Angeles too. Damn, dude. We gotta get him quick. 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 We gotta get him. Get this man in jail right away. Wow, the whole internet's gonna be against the cops, man. The whole internet. I can't think of. Do you think anyone's siding with these crooked cops over this situation? It's so ridiculous. Actually, the cops are right. Reckless Ben's dangerous for society. He's busy uncovering a big corporate theft. Oh no. I can't think of a more one sided public situation. Like, even if the court system found him, like, let's say the court system ruled with the cops, it ruled with the corporation. Could you imagine the mob they would get from that? The mob of public opinion? It would be such a negative outcome for them if they ruled against Reckless Ben and in favor of the corporation. Here's Swirlix Gold Echo. It would actually make the subject blow up even more, and people would be completely obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it now, and it hasn't blown up. Ooh, Erica's Weeping Bell, one co-ride on. It's the internet, so there's somebody out there who's that big of a bootlicker. We are. I'm a little bit of a bootlicker. I like law and order. I like being conservative with your money and just making like smart choices, smart tough choices. You know, like I'm not a hippie, is what I'm trying to say. I'm definitely not a hippie. But like even for me, it's so ridiculous. But I think that's true for most people. Most people are going to look at this and just be like, common sense suggests this is not how you run a police force. Here's Iona's Watchell. The craziest part is just imagining that here's this guy with the sick dad who just wants to sell his Legos to pay for his overpriced American healthcare bill. That's what you're supposed to do. Like when I get sick with something serious, because your boy TCC is going to have probably heart disease or cancer or something someday, because we're all going to get it, right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be selling off my Pokemon cards to pay for my medicine. and that's just what you do. So this guy needs to sell his card set off, and they take over the franchise, and now the consignment is just void and they get to keep all the sets. That's just corporate theft. That's all it is. It's business theft. They should go to jail for theft. If I stole from them, I would go to jail. If they steal from me, it's a civil matter and I have to fight them in the courts for like $1 trillion. I have to spend all this money to fight them and possibly lose, by the way. So it's definitely caught the national attention because of how wrong this is. And then the cops don't even side with the normal small people, it sides with the corporation. God damn, dude. What a story. Here's Ho-Oh. We talking Legos? We're talking about bricks and minifigs, yeah. I think bricks and minifigs, the brand is toast unless Ammon steps down. He has to step down and a new CEO has to take over. Here goes. We got so all those packs, and you only got the Iona Wattrell. Iona's Wattrell could be worth maybe over $100 in a 10. I don't know what exactly this will be worth in a 10, but it's a nice looking card. And actually, the centering's looking really not too bad. You might actually have a 10 here, so that's good. You need that because it's an expensive round. Let's try the Abyss Eye. I was talking about who would be siding with the cops with my last comment. We're talking about Legos. The Mormons are. Ever heard a thing called the F Fire Department? No, they've contacted the cops in Los Angeles. He needs to get a lawyer. Oh, I'm sure he's got a lawyer. The lawyers were probably lining up for this case. This is the kind of case that makes you more famous as a lawyer. And it's like an easy money case at the same time. So who doesn't want to represent him? Probably the easiest lawyer case ever. Gee, he got arrested for stolen Legos that weren't even in the house, and then they just arrested him. They didn't find any Legos. What was he being arrested for? Like, what was the crime? All right, there goes. Well, he was harassing me. Yeah, because you openly admitted to keeping the Legos. That's not harassment. That's him trying to get the Legos back, and you won't give them. You won't give back the Legos. Here's Iona's Wattrell and Goldine. All right, ta-da! Very nice. He was arrested for stalking. Yeah, so technically he fit the rule for stalking, which is to like show up to a person's house like twice unwanted or something like that. It was some rule like that. But he was actually there to serve real legal documents. What? You can't. They're fake. Those legal documents are fake. Yeah, remember Joshua was saying that they were fake and the cops just took Joshua's side after they verified the court documents were real. The cops took the documents, called the courts. The court said, "Yep, those are real." And then the cops went ahead and arrested Josh anyways. Yeah, it's effed, dude. What a crazy story. They went ahead and arrested. Wow, you got a lot of hollows if you ever want to make a trade, okay? I trade for hollows, so if you ever don't want these hollows, let me know what you want for them, okay? All right. They had every right. Yeah, the police were being very bad in this case. I think the police are going to get sued. Ugh. I think Fort County police are going to sue pretty easily. All right, did you guys type in Hawk? Who's got a spot in here now? So we've got Nicholas Pacheco going in. Hey, hey, hey. Pacheco. Tonka Tootsie. Jonathan Lewandowski. Woo. Number 9. ENDNV. DNV. Miss 6. And official blank face, which is Uriel Chavez. When you place an order there, Mr. Uriel, I want to open some cards for you. All right, Uriel Chavez, thank you very much. All right. So that's done. Thank you guys for helping us break the view bounty. And now we have Kip F. Get 6 something. 6. Mr. Kip is giving you $20. What do you want with it? Are you here, 6? Is 6 still here? Where's our giveaway? So first of all, we need to put down Mr. Ahmad Arabi. He gave us $70 to give away the Slow King. And then we also have to put down Mr. Kip F for giving $20. No, I didn't get in the giveaway. It says Astro Corona. There's always the next stream, okay? So there's another stream. Don't forget to wish Mr. Hawk happy birthday. He's the one who donated this for $90, okay? So Mr. Hawk did it. I told him I wanted to run it for a couple streams so that more people get to see. All right. I'll keep for now, says Miss Six. You'll keep for now. Oh, okay, like store credit, I think you're saying. All right, we can do that. Doesn't matter to me. We're gonna say from Kip F. So okay, so whenever you spend it, we'll make a point of noting that whatever it gets for you is from him. Okay, Mr. JC, 2 more boxes of solo leveling, bikini, bikini, bikini. All right, let me go get those boxes. I'll be right back. I wonder if I should order more of this solo leveling. All right, here we go. Who said my name? Hey, it's Mr. Hawk. I was saying we appreciate the donation. He donated that box of Gem 1, and that is his birthday. All right, so here's, oh, wow. So here's this. I was just getting all outraged over the bricks and minifigs situation. There we go. I think today the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs came out and did an apology. I haven't seen that yet. Been too busy. Okay. All right. Good. So Mr. JC, he got a lot of boosties here. Look at that. He's going for the bikini chase card in these solo leveling boxes. I can't determine how much of this product to have on hand because I didn't order a ton of it on the restock. But in general, solo leveling's not been doing bad. Okay. Get a couple sneaks in here. So Tennessee, guys, that's one of the places I might move to lower my tax burden. And the idea is I got all these super valuable Pokemon cards. And if I just cross the border into a no tax state, I get to sell them. I get to liquidate and save 5% because I'm no longer paying Missouri state tax. So it's better to liquidate your big collection from a no tax state. Missouri is voting to become a no tax state in August, but even if it votes yes, it'll be 5 years before it fully kicks in. It'll be a gradual change over to no taxes. Okay, what do we got? We've got, Kaiser. Kaiser. Or I could just move next year into Tennessee and immediately begin benefiting from no taxes. Plus the lifestyle over there. What's the lifestyle like? So I just came back from there and I was saying it was pretty good. I called it S tier. No tax burden. It's a small city. It's not a huge city, right? But they got like their whole music thing going on. It's pretty cool. I went to their Broadway street and it was just loaded with the baddies, dude. There were so many fit, hot, young professionals there. They all looked like they were in their 20s and 30s. And even the older people were like good looking, man. Even people in their 40s and 50s. Yeah, like these grandmas with their boobs hanging out. Man, they're wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and they're all fit as hell and all set up to look. Ooh, look at that. Wow. This card says HR, but it's so good looking. I'd consider grading that one. Anyway, so they had their music street down in the inner part of their city. If you go deep into St. Louis City, what you get is like ran down buildings, people looking at you as they walk by like they're going to stab you, like they're going to shank you, or like they're wondering if you're going to shank them. And so that's what you get in the wrong parts of St. Louis. You drive down to the deeper part of the city of Tennessee, and you get this Broadway street with like a million people walking on the street at the same time. It's shoulder to shoulder, very crowded. Every building has been turned into a music venue. These old buildings from like the 1800s. We have the same thing in Missouri, old buildings from 1800s. And they're partying on every floor, and they got music playing on every floor, and they got tons of food, and it's just really chaotic and very fun. But what stands out the most is how many sexy people are there. It's just like an ocean of hot people, and they're all wearing cowboy boots, cowgirl boots, and it's just kind of very ridiculous. So they got a unique thing going on in Tennessee, Nashville. And if you haven't been there, you could fly in and try it or drive it. I guess that's what we did. Josh, hey in. Ooh, Cha hey in. Very nice. All right, that's a UR star. You can match that with the Sung Jin Woo now. Sung Jin Woo. And last but not least, ta-da, solo leveling Beirut the Ant-Man. No bikini pictures this time. Like Boulder, California. Maybe like Boulder, California. You're the only 10 I see. Hey, Josh's dumb face was infuriating when he wanted to see the papers and when he told the cops that he loved them for arresting Ben. Yeah, he was, well, because he's in an ego battle with Josh. He's in an ego battle with Josh. He's, he's got a thick head and he doesn't, he wants to steal the cards and he wants to be a tough guy and he wants to win. It's a game he's playing. It's a game of egos. And the problem is, I don't think Ben really cares that much. I think Ben's just sort of like more of a comedian type, and he's driven by, exposing what's going on. Whereas Josh was financially driven, and he was ego driven. I think. I don't know. Maybe the YouTuber is also ego driven. There you go, Mr. Jonathan. All right, let's put this up into your bag. No bikinis this time. I know guys like Joshua. They're just, you can beat their head with this with the like a metal rod, and they go ow, and then they just get back to fighting, right? So he's just one of those guys who's inflexible. I think he really did intend to acquire all that consignment product and just kind of bully um, the family out of their Legos, saying, "I didn't write that contract. I get to keep all your Legos." So he's kind of a scumbag and ready to fight over being a scumbag. So what does that tell you? Here's Javier. 2% is yours. Like if I took over a franchise and some guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, a lot of the inventory in your store is actually a big consignment with me." I might have trouble believing that at first, but what I would do is I'd just immediately call the previous owners and be like, "Is this true?" And when they said yes, I'd be like, "All right, that's your Legos. Let's find out which ones are yours. Let's find out what you're supposed to be paid." That's it. So it's crazy that he's considered like a Christian Mormon or something like that, and he's just all in on the theft, the corporate theft. We are. And honestly, to me, that suggests he's done it before. That suggests to me, like the way he talked about it so quickly and so confidently, to me, suggests he knows how this routine works. He knows how the law works. He knows how hard it is for you to fight in the courts. That to me tells me he is knowledgeable about stealing stuff from people at a business level. And it's just awful, dude. There you go. Josh got fired? Yeah, he got fired. All right, Javier Arroyo. Yeah, we're talking bricks and minifigs again. We're bouncing all over the place. But yeah, so Tennessee was really nice, everybody. It's exactly like Missouri. It feels like the same trees and the same roads and the same people. It's almost identical to how St. Louis feels. Nothing has changed. It's actually just like a 3-hour drive from St. Louis. Ooh, Mega Electros popping out. All right, little Mega Electros, Mega Attack, or yeah, I think I said that right. Can you show me that lightning card, please? Yeah, so the lightning break, is that what you're asking about? Oh no, you're talking about this card right here. So Miss Tammy just lowered the price of her lightning card. That's hers. So if you want Tammy to get paid out today, buy her lightning card. There you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Javier. Appreciate it, man. Javier, a big supporter of the channel, man. I'm gonna put you on the giveaway box tonight for free. I might put Alexis on too. She's coming in to do the shipping. So I like to put her onto the breaks when she's over here working. There it is. She got those magic cards. All right, so check this out. This is from Opus 1, and it's not Wave 1, it's Wave 2, but it's Lightning, and it's just a really nice card. It's only $59. Graded a real long time ago, too. Isn't that cool? From 2016, that makes it 10 years old. $59, you know, we charge $45 for grading, so I don't know. I think it's not a bad deal. The real question is, do you want a Cardconomist card in your collection? And you can always cross grade it if you hate, you know, my logo or my slabs or something like that, which I would hate that you would do that, but when we're talking value, you have to consider that. It's cross gradable. All right, next up, Nicholas Pacheco. He wants 3 in the Topps pack split, the new one. You got it. Look like Wave 1? It's Wave 2. Yeah, it's Wave 2. Here we are. All right. Nicholas Pacheco. Nicholas Pacheco is also a big supporter right now, huh? But you know what? Javier's been around a really long time, Mr. Nicholas. Did you know that? Okay. Actually, Mr. Javier's been going real deep this last month or so. Do you think anyone would be interested in me turning my Stay With Me card into a break? Oh, turning my Stay With Me card into a break. Are you talking about a consignment card? You are. So I just pick, when it comes to consignment cards, I pick the consignment cards if they're going to turn into a break. It's not really something you can set up from your side. It's just something I decide. I usually decide on it if I like the price or if I think it will go especially quickly. That's a big one. So if I think your break will go fast, then I'll choose it on my own. I see, nice. Man, the crystal looks high. The crystal looks high. I don't know. I think that's Wave 1. No, the boxes we had were all Wave 2, okay? That came out of a Wave 2 box. This will go into the expensive booster, it's called. Three spots in there now, guys. And then a pre-grade on the Jesse Topps Hollow. Okay, so Nicholas has been waiting for this for a while. It's been a busy stream, Mr. Nicholas. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, it's been busy. Is he watching? I hope he sees it. The crystal does look high, but it's Wave 2 100%. Yeah, it came out of a box where all the cards were Wave 2. All right. You can submit it as Wave 1 and see if they misidentify it. Because they are not very good at that. Okay, checking the back. All right, so I identify multiple issues on this card, Mr. Nicholas. The first issue, we're going to zoom in. The first issue is we have a horizontal, will it just show you? There it goes. We have a horizontal print line running at the bottom of the card. That's on the card. All right, and then the next issue, we have a notch right there. So Topps cards can have these things called notches. I don't know what causes that. I guess the cutting causes that. And then if we look in her hair, that looks kind of like it's not dust. I think that's actually reflective. So I think she's missing a couple flakes of paint around her hair. There it is. All right, so as a result of that, notch, print line, and hair issue, I'm giving this probably what PSA would give it. Remember, PSA is pretty harsh these days. So we're going to put this on a 7. What weight loss medication are you on? I'm on Wegovy, and it's having an effect. I'm starting to lose a little bit of weight, not a ton, but we only recently upped the dose to like a more significant amount. So, for example, last night I took a shot, and it was the 1 milligram. It goes all the way up to 2.4 milligrams. So after this month, I could go up to 1.7. And yeah, I've actually lost weight now. It's not a ton though. It is. I haven't really, here are some of the things I haven't done. I haven't exercised a ton, and I have not really controlled what I've eaten. And so the results are actually the effect of only the drug, not from my, input on my side, like effort. I've done no effort and I've lost weight anyways. And, so I kind of wanted to see if it worked that way. I wanted to kind of observe it that way. If even none of my lifestyle changed. I'm looking closer. You're definitely right. Mister's going to have rubber bones. I think that the rubber bones issue is like for people who lose weight too rapidly on those drugs. I'm definitely not rapidly losing weight. All right, here's Garrett Nadal. He says, one top spot. You got it, man. Yeah, I think that people who rapidly lose weight suffer like bone loss. Is that reversible? I don't know if that's reversible. There it is. I'm down to 157. There we go. It's an amazing invention. That's the way I view it. It's probably not going away. They're probably going to get better and better at it. And modern societies, for a while, had a serious obesity problem. And shows like My 600-Pound Life were made, and Nikado Avocado, and that guy who says mood. He's like the next Nikado Avocado, I guess. I don't know. You know, society's got to see this issue with obesity. And I think with these GLP-1s, once they become cheap, once GLP-1s are like, you know, the price of an ibuprofen or something like that, I think you're going to see a ton of weight loss. Yo, miss the homie, Mister. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jared? Hope all is well. Yep. Mister going to have rubber bones. All right. Why they did it with the Sephiroth I had. Some of the slabs I pulled from Live Customs are worth like 10x. Tag Team 10 and Reverse Hollow Pikachu are both almost 1K wild. Did you hear that, guys? So Mr. Weston spent money over here just messing around, just playing. And because Pokemon went up in price, they did well. So that's very cool, man. And it probably won't always be that case. You know, maybe Pokemon cards will reverse in price and come back down. But, you know, it's sad. Some people probably bought some cards here and then sold them too early because they didn't believe Pokemon could go to the moon. And they have a little bit. Um, the real question is, where does Pokemon go from here? Yeah, so anyone who bought with me over the last 7 years, as long as they didn't sell, they actually made money. Most people did. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Let me get 2 live customs with store credit. All right, store credit, 2 live. How have Charmander and Charmeleon? If Marowak goes up, I'm way up. You got a lot of Marowaks? That's cool, man. I like it when people pursue their favorite Pokemon. I think one of my favorite Pokemons is actually Tyranitar. All right, here goes 2 live costumes. Let's see. Need the yellow deck Charizard to complete the evolution. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I have one. Maybe I'd be open-minded to a trade or something. Here's Tanaka Kenzo and Miles Morales. Oh, look at this. So you've pulled the Magic the Gathering, Miles Morales. It is graded 10. It's a double-sided Magic card, and it's a Spider-Man Collector's Edition card. Let's go find it. Numel, the fish. Let's see. Gary the Snail. In the future, a card like Miles Morales might not show up in the live customs box. It might go strictly into the other shuffles. Of course, this one's pretty expensive. He went in for 150. All right, so you got Miles Morales. He's currently at 125. You could re-roll him, or you could keep him. What are you thinking about doing? Locking in the value? There it is. So you can see it's a double-sided card. You can also see that this is a borderless card, and it's considered a mythic rarity. All right. What are you thinking, Mr. TRG? Look at my box, mister. I have a lot of cards with you. Re-roll. All right, you got it. You got a lot of cards with me. Nice, dude. Yeah, I pretty much put everything into Pokemon. I didn't pay off my home. I didn't pay off my student loan. I could have paid off my student loan. Instead, I said, I'm going to accept the interest, the compounding interest on my student loan, you know, so I'm going deeper into debt with that over time. Same with the house, kind of, right? So I'm going to accept the outcome that I'm losing all this money to interest, and I'm just going to go deeper on Pokemon. Huge gamble. Dave Ramsey would be like, "You're an idiot," you know. But it was a huge gamble, and it worked. And it could have gone the other way. So I guess you'd have to call me lucky. But I don't know. You can either call me lucky or smart. I think it's a little bit of being like a gambler, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to call it. Reroll. All right, so here we have it. Good. Next time this card gets pulled, he will be only worth 100. Your roll will be 4 cards. Good luck. All right. We got a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Time for that sparrow to come out. 1. I think that's the top pull. 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh, were you sweating? 5? What? I didn't know we had 2 of these. 5 spots in the star card, not re-rollable. That's all anyone's been pulling for like the last 2 days or something. All right, so you got the star break. Wow, wow, wow. So 1, 2, 3. It's still good. So he went from $100 card to $200 in star spots, but it's not re-rollable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 4 spots, right? 5 times. Yeah, it should be 4 spots. We opened 4, didn't we? Wait, how many did we open? We opened 4, didn't we? I got you scared me like I did something wrong. I got confused there. Tammy used confusion. It was highly effective. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, this goes back into the box. So there's 2 rounds of those in the box. We know that now. Okay, there's 2 star spots you can pull in the live customs. That's interesting to know. Now, the star spot is actually the boys booster box. That's what it is. It's down here. There's 2 spots left on it. So you're definitely going in here. But I'd like to also offer to put you into the Charizard. So here's our Charizard break. And we can get you 2 spots in the Charizard as well. Does that sound okay, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt? You put my solo leveling cards in the wrong bag. Oh, that's a very big deal. Okay, we're going to correct that. Let's wrap this up real fast. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you're going into Charizard. We need to fix something for Mr. JC. We are. I bet you I put your cards in the Jonathan Lewandowski bag. You're both up there and have a similar first name. So the bags would have looked similar. All right, so you're in there. You got 2 shots. Good luck. You're also going to have 2 spots in here. So this is done. Now, let's correct this. This is actually Mr. Jonathan's bag. And I see we have some solo leveling back here. That's your original round that you opened earlier today. And so the other bag's probably on the other side. I can see how I made this mistake. Your product is so close to each other. And your bags actually do look kind of similar. Because they say Jonathan on the top. Okay. Ooh, give me a second. Good catch, man. So if this had gone to the wrong guy, you know what we would have done? We would have replaced all your cards. He also might have mentioned, he's like, I never opened these. So he probably would have said that, but we might not have found out till a little while later. There it goes. My bad, dude. All right. Little party foul there. Probably was talking about bricks and minifigs. Got to be careful when I'm talking. All right. There we go. And now let's get that into here. Thank you so much. Okay. So you got 2 spots in the boys, 2 spots in the Charizard 151 break, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Your pull was pretty good if you think about it. I mean, you spent $50 on it and you end up with what? 2 spots in here. That alone is 120. And then maybe you get super lucky and pull Charizard, maybe you don't. Now we're going to find out if you get super lucky on the boys right now. So here it is, the boys. The star box break. We got a total of 4 people in here. These are yours and these are theirs. And actually, let me get No, this is good. All right. So we got these 4 cards, and now I'm going to shuffle them behind the screen. This is only 4 spots. I don't think we need booster packs for this. I'm just going to load the booster packs out with commons anyways. Okay. I got a lot of cards. Mr. Jonathan Lewandowski, you want to guess the number for this break? All right, Jonathan Lewandowski, you give me a number and I'll split this break. The person whose name is on top gets the box. That's how we're doing it this time. Very similar to the trade break. That's how we do the trade break. 3. So he says 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to flip it over. Goes to Mr. Hot Camacho. Wow, very lucky, man. Is Hot Camacho still watching? So that is Hot Camacho pulling the boys. Do you want to open it? He was here a second ago. Fate has been decided. He is here. All right, so let me go ahead and mark the break finished. Breaks history. We're going to say the boys box Hawk at 121 minutes. There it goes. Rip it? All right, we're ripping it. Snipping that. Good. Popping this open. There we go. Now let's see if we pull a Homelander signature. The Boys. If you've never watched it, it was a popular Amazon TV show where it sort of takes the idea of Superman and asks, what if Superman was actually kind of like an insane narcissistic bad guy or something, you know, like what would that look like if Superman was actually a huge jerk and not really that good? All right. It's based off of a comic book, and they just had their season finale, and there's an auction going on for Homelander's super suit. We are. So the actor's suit is in auction right now, which is pretty funny. All right. And the last one, just a drop of milk. That's right. Mandatory breastfeeding and ban nut milk. The greatest lie the devil ever told us was that you could get milk from nuts. Okay, let's go a little faster on these. I'm not gonna pause too much on the booster packs that are cold because we know what they are. They're just, oh, here we go. Boom. All right, starting out with the numbered card, 66 out of 82, Kids Shampoo. The smell of Huey Campbell's Kids Shampoo makes Starlight smile. Billy Butcher knows the exact brand and the other embarrassing products he uses. Starlight and Butcher agree. They don't deserve them. So you're starting out with the numbered card. Boy, Huey. Can't wait for the ripped TCC white tea auction. Why is this guy so funny to look at? He's got like the perfect look for the role he plays. Oh, okay. And then this is going to be, that's not Ryan, is it? Is that really Ryan? Honey, I'm home. It does kind of look like early Ryan. No, a young boy and his mom, Becca Butcher. Okay, so maybe that is Ryan. So that's another numbered card. Wow, you've had 2 now. There we go. That one's holographic as well. Hey, mister, in chat, how was your sleep? Did you die on your pillow? I was pretty tired, but believe it or not, I didn't get a ton of sleep. I think I got like 5 hours. Here's. Yeah, I get like chronic bad sleep. All right. Ooh, the hospital, the dog. Boy, that last episode was kind of dark, wasn't it? Cold. All right. The comic book was much darker than the TV show. So they made the TV show a little nicer than the comic book. Okay. I cut it with the card set, not more spoilers. Yep. Okay. This is the guy who was in I See Dead People. Remember that movie? Sixth Sense or something like that. I See Dead People. That was a Mel Gibson movie, was it not? I don't remember. You know, Mel Gibson is working on part 2 of Passion of the Christ. Oh, the Deep. All right. The Deep action figure popping out. I love these action figure cards. They're so freaking funny. The Sixth Sense. Yeah. And Bruce Willis was the actor in that. I remember that. Ah, poor Bruce Willis. He has dementia. It's kind of sad, isn't it? You know, if cancer doesn't get you, if heart disease doesn't get you, dementia gets you, right? Or kidney failure or liver failure. It's something, you know, something going to get you as you age. All right. Okay. Just sad. It's especially sad because Bruce Willis is kind of like a tough guy in a lot of his movies. So you hate to see that. Okay. And now we've got a cold one. So that's a cold pack. Good. Here's. Y'all ever see Looper with Bruce Willis? I remember that one, but I never watched it. I remember the ads. Ooh, a lenticular. So you've got lenticular starlight. Oh wow, she's singing in this episode. Never truly vanish. Crazy. The show was so different in the early seasons, wasn't it? And then it became almost like I want to say that the show became kind of like more politically oriented and focused on doing a parody of MAGA conservatives. It is near the end. It was 100% that way. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but it's still very fun to watch. Hey, cold. Very nice. And did the Ancient Origin pack break finish? The Ancient Origin pack break finish. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. You got a tough pull. You got a trainer card. Saw we finished last night, and you pulled a non-hollow trainer. Actually, if I recall, the whole pack was stinky. The actual hit from the pack was like a holographic Rotom, however you say his name, and it was just kind of anticlimactic. That guy looks so different shaped. Isn't he in Mortal Kombat right now? He's in a movie Mortal Kombat right now, isn't he? Hey, oh, a Huey. You think Trump liked being compared to Homelander? Holy cow! The whole you're God or something like that. That whole thing that was so crazy. You know, when he had the hallucination with the girl, the mommy milkers girl, and then Trump at the same time had tweeted himself as Jesus. Like you can't make that up. That's really crazy. I think that definitely boosted the show's relevancy and the perception of the cleverness of the writing. He also played in the Doom movie. He was in Doom, huh? All right, let's see. He's in a lot of movies. I know he's in a lot of movies. Yeah, he's a popular actor. So you've done pretty good with this box. Lots of numbered cards. No signature though. So you can actually pull a signature out of these packs, and we have more of them if you guys are wanting to open any more. Ooh, I take it back. Look at this. Ooh, out of 25. Triple soup suits. Anthony Starr as Homelander, Aaron Moriarty as Starlight, and Alex Hassel as Translucent. So are these recreations or materials provided by Sony Pictures used in the creation of and part of their Sevens outfits in season 1, 2 of The Boys? Wow. I'm gonna touch it. touch, touch, touch. Wow, that's crazy, man. So they do this with Topps Chrome Lord of the Rings as well. They're called like relics. And what you're getting out of the relic is a little piece. Do I have another fat sleeve? Yes, perfect. You're getting a little piece of the material they used to make the suits. All right, guys, look how cool these packs are. We have more. No Homelander signature has been pulled. This is probably going to be considered a big pull. What do you think, Mike Side? Is this clippable? I think this is pretty neat. That's super cool, man. I think it's cool that it's a little patch of 3 of the outfits. There's nothing there for translucent. It's blank. It's a joke. It's blank. That's funny as hell. Wow. Okay, that was very cool. How about that for your birthday present, Mr. Hawk? Did you watch the show? I imagine you did, because I saw you buy directly into the break. So Mr. Hawk bought directly into this break, so he must have seen the show. That's Huey's dad. All right, cool, man. 7 of 25. Oh yeah, that's actually the 7. Is that what you're trying to say? Starscream says that's a $200 card. I did. I'm really only on season 2 though. Oh, perfect. Cool, man. Well, you got a ways to go. Okay, and so all this is yours. Now, this is more like the junk here. Okay, so if you guys ever want to get rid of your like junk cards, let me know, because I turn those into junk packs, and we accept trades like into this Bowser break. The triple soup suits, however, that's not junk. That's going to be a big hit. Here's how I'm going to store it. So I got it in his sleeve, and now we're going to make a sandwich. Now, if I were you, Mr. Hawk, I would grade this. You could grade it with PSA, but they only do express grading. So my opinion, store it. Store it until PSA opens back up with cheaper grading. I wouldn't waste too much money on the expensive grading. You could send it to BGS. I don't know. PSA would be better for sure. You could send it to tag grading. I don't know if tag grading would accept it, because they usually limit the scope of what they're willing to grade. And then there's CGC. So CGC is probably a cheap option, and they're viable. It's just, you know, the pack farted. If you wait until PSA opens back up, that's what I would do, because they'll open back up and it'll be cheap again to grade. So you got a couple options: wait for them to open back up and grade it cheaply, or spend a whole bunch of money for Express, which I don't recommend that. And let me just get one more of these sleeves. So I'm gonna take this and put one more of these into it. How about this out of 82 card? Now, just again, so you guys know, we have more of these booster packs. If you guys want to try for a hit, that's Hot Camacho. Did that make a translucent fart? I think it was a fart. I heard a fart. What did you guys hear? Okay, so now the only problem is you've got so many cards, it's not all going to fit in one box. That's his birthday, by the way, Hot Camacho's birthday, and he actually donated a $90 booster box to us, guys. This thing right here, look at that. What a nice thing. Generous and good luck. So cool. I'll pop that in there. Damn, mister, what did you eat? Ooh wee, sorry, I had the Indian for lunch. Indian food. They made it with their toes or something like that. Some other stereotype. Ooh, my ears are ringing. Harris loves Indian food, man. It's so stinky and she loves it. I try to love it, and then I'm like, man, I'll be burping up Indian food for like 5 hours afterwards. I like Asian food. I like soy sauce and hoisin sauce and oyster sauce and chili peppers, and that's what I like. But she likes the Indian food a lot, so I end up eating Indian. I want the tikka masala. All right, butter chicken. I want the garlic naan. I want the curry. Yeah, that's right, curry. I didn't eat curry today though. What did I eat today? I had like ham and lettuce. I ate ham and lettuce for breakfast. I had like a whole box of lettuce. Did you know that about me? I really like lettuce. When I was a kid, I used to eat a ton of it. As an adult, I still like it. I think they eat lettuce in Korean cooking. Don't they do like bulgogi and then they wrap it up in lettuce or something like that? So you can take like a salty piece of ham and eat that with lettuce, and it's really satisfying. All right, now you need the box. It's a very quick snack, because hams doesn't require any meal prep. I need an ETB. You guys, it's getting pretty late, I suspect. I can tell by the sunlight. Let me check and see what time it is. What is the time? It's 5:44. So we are running out of time. Look at us. We got 78 people watching at the end. We got to get people 78 viewers at the beginning, man. That would be easier. But you know, the closer you head to 8 p.m., the better. That's what I've learned. It's too bad, though. I got to be off at that time period. That's when Karis is off. All right. I like unseasoned, textureless white food. That sounds like miso soup, but miso soup does have seasoning. Give me boiled chicken breast with boiled potatoes and a pinch of salt. You might like kimchi. Oh, I know I like kimchi. Yeah, I like Korean cooking a lot. Karis and I will go out of our way to try to find Korean restaurants. There's a really nice one that we like to go to in the St. Louis region called Soul Garden. All right. They got the little grills. I never do the grills. We did the grills one time where you cook your own food. I'm like, what am I doing? I came here for someone else to cook for me. I'm not going to cook for myself. So I never do the, where you have the little grill in the middle. So they have those built into the tables. It's fun, I guess. But I like it better to just order the food. All right, cool. So having a sip of water there. What do we have now? We've got Kip F, the lightning card. Okay. This can go to Mr. Kip. Kip says he'll give it a try on the regrade. My question is, why even regrade it? It's already been graded by one of the best and most reputable grading companies out there, Cardconomist Grading. You just save yourself the money and keep it, It can always be regraded one day. But I mean, it already is as good as it gets, right? All right. Now, Miss Tammy, let's get some of these cards together. Andrew A. Martin has $40. Get Taylor Land's Gengar Mimikyu, which I need to do that. Here's Darwin Morales, and here is Tammy. And here's some of these. I think I hear Karis stomping around. Hathim, Javier. So Javier's got $10 on that card. Tammy. So you got your store credit card right here, and it says $30 on it. Just back here. Pull this out. We're going to say Tammy, $30. Mama's home, mister. So I'm going to throw that away. And now she gets 75% of the sale of that card as store credit. Turns out to 44.25. I'm going to say 74 142R. So the 142R tells me what did she sell to get to 74. So I'm going to do that. Just helps us keep track of it a little bit better. I have a ton of credit cards. Let's grab this bag and put this in here. Okay, good. Now, this is going off to Kip F. And then I might just say over here, Tammy, Lightning, and 59. All right. Good. Here's Mr. JC, 2 boxes of solo leveling. All right, 2 more boxes of the solo leveling. So the only thing I have to say about this is we're going to quickly sell out of these. All right, here we are. Sitting my booty cheeks down. I just brought the remaining boxes in. And apparently we didn't buy enough of these. So we're going to run out of these. And I might go ahead and grab some more. So. Let's see. Can I have some free packs, please? It's my birthday today. Well, I mean, since you asked, I guess so. I wasn't going to say yes, but then you mentioned it was your birthday. And, can't be having you miss out on the free packs on your birthday. Give me a moment here. All right. So I've gone ahead and I've placed another fresh order for these solo levelings so that we can get them over here and just have some in supply. All right. What's the view bounty for today? The view bounty was 61 people. So we definitely hit the view bounty. And then we handed out a bunch of spots on the hot toolbox, giveaway. And if we hit 100 viewers, that will enter us into a new higher tier viewer bounty. So when we hit 100 viewers, I'll crack out something bigger to do a giveaway on. There we are. Okay, but we might just be wrapping up sooner than that. We started a little bit late today. It's kind of my fault, but I had a lot of work to do. We just got back from being out of town, and I had some work to do. All right. Snip number 1. Snip number 2. How many pails can I get? Pails? I think this guy's using slur words against white people. Maybe in another stream, you can look at them and see if you want any and work out a trade and cash deal for the card. What are we talking about? Okay. Did we really have 90 views? Because it looks like it fell back down to 58. All right. Mr. JC, are you ready? Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Throw that out. You know what we need? We need a new star break. Ant King. The Ant King, the king of ants. We haven't done a box of Naruto, have we? So, that Indian Narutos? We should do a break on one of those. That's a bigger one. Here's Castle. It's Castle. Cold. Beru. And King Sungjin Woo. Choi Jong-in. Choi Jong-in. Hunters Association of Korea. Cold. Cold. Isa Levadi-Ru. We're looking for the Bikini Chase card in these, by the way, guys. That's what we're looking for. There are some Bikini Chase cards. They appear to be pretty rare. Have you guys seen the anime solo leveling? It's pretty popular. Do you get any analytics page for your streams? Yeah, we get an analytics page. After the stream's over, we got to see how many subs and what the top viewers were. The top number of viewers. Okay, and so lately, instead of a likes bounty, we've been running a views bounty. The view bounty is when you have enough viewers that you meet the goal of the top number of viewers you had the day before. So if you had 50 viewers before, you got to get 50 viewers today. And that activates the giveaway. So it's just a little fun thing. We had that with like hitting 40 likes for a while. Bake Yun Ho. And one of the interesting things about running a view bounty is it has given me a chance to kind of watch for patterns with the views. There it is. No bikinis once again. This time, I didn't feel like you had the hottest pulls. I didn't see any crazy ones. Here's a UR, and here's a UR, and here's a UR, and here's a UR. So the URs, maybe not super rare. They look nice, though, don't they? They're very nice. All right, cool. Don't it analytics tell you peak view numbers? Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan. Appreciate it, man. And this time, we're putting these into the correct bag. So we're getting a couple more solo levelings over here. Trade cash for Pokemon Yellow Charizard. Lots of cash. Lots of... Oh, you're talking about... You are talking about trading your cards in for a spot in the Charizard. So if I recall, you've got like a whole box to yourself of stuff. Where would I find that box? It's probably over here. Your cards appear to mostly be Halo, though. So it'd be a trade for... it looks like it's mostly Halo. Maybe there would be some amount I'd be willing to trade for Halo cards. But, I have a bunch of Halo booster packs, so I could just open some for myself, and give myself a chance for the top chase card. So unless you've got a big chase card for the Halo cards in there, it seems like it would make more sense to just go open some Halo cards. Here's Jesse Selena's one spot in the Pokemon Tops break. Here it is. Mr. Jesse Selena's going into round number 3. All right, it's 6 p.m. No more orders, guys. We're not doing any new orders. 6 p.m. has arrived, so we're going to wrap up here a little early. I started a little late. It's my fault. One Chaos Rising. You got it. One Chaos Rising Super Snipe. All right. Anyman says, once the stream is over, trade cash for Pokemon Yellow Charizard. Yeah, so I do have a Poker Charizard, and I am open-minded to doing a trade for a yellow Poker Charizard. Here's Wimpod and Crocodile. Ooh, Crocodile. Oh, my. Set that there. I have a number of the yellow Poker Charizards. I kind of have a monopoly on them. And I know I have a bunch of the yellow sealed poker decks too. There's just not a lot left in the market. So if you're wanting one, I'm one of the easiest ways to find one, because I definitely have a couple. But I also really value them. They're not like a throwaway card or anything like that to me. I think they're the best Charizard personally. Even though you see online, I think the red Charizard with the highest price, he's so much more common than the yellow-backed yellow Charizard. So I just like the yellow Charizard a bit better. There it is. I'm down for Naruto. So, okay, so we might host a Naruto box break then for the next Star break. You remind me of the goth kids from South Park. Nobody know their pain. Oh my God, yeah. Here's Hot Camacho. He says 1 live custom, and he actually means 2 live customs. Let's get it. All right, Mr. Hawk, let's see what happens. You got pretty lucky today, Mr. Hawk. How about that big, first of all, getting pulled for 40 bucks out of the boys break, and then at the same time, it being a hot box too. That's cool as hell, man. Huh. There's only pain, only darkness. Cold? The God, it's from South Park. 2 cold ones. Oof. All right, a little bit of a cold round there. That definitely happens in the live customs. Cold round. All right, cool, man. Thank you, Mr. Hawk. So again, today I did start a little bit later, but I'm still going to cut off at 6 p.m. Hit refresh on this. Hit refresh on this. There's only death and despair. Let's hand out one more spot. Here it is. Team Rocket Grunt going on to the booster box break. Spot number 14. If you guys want to be here for the giveaway, Be here for the nighttime stream, okay? Don't miss the nighttime stream. We're going to give away the last portion of this box. If you're not following us, how are you going to know that we're live? Smash the subscribe button, and YouTube will let you know when we go live, okay? It's kind of useful. All right, what a good stream, guys. We had a third pack of the top started, and it's mostly done. Charizard saw even more movement because another star spot was pulled out of the live customs, so that was a big surprise. So he's seen some pretty big movement here. He's 5 deep. That's already a lot of money. And he's got a ways to go. 31 and 36. Wow. Your odds are low, but it's a pretty insane pull if you pull it. Mr. Ahmad Arabi donated this Galarian Slow King to us. This is the next giveaway. So it's a nice Tag 10 Galarian Slow King. It's actually drawn by the same artist who drew the base set Charizard. Pretty cool, right? So that's really neat. And then we have the Heartbreak. It's Ghastly. We haven't seen any movement on Ghastly, but I really like him. I'm going to leave him up here. I think right now there's just so many options. We have Quip's Cubone Drawing, and that has 1 person in it, and we need 7 more. So that'll get encapsulated if you win it. It gets encapsulated as well. And yeah, so Jason Paige was the fun conversation for this stream. And we had that Homelander pull too. Actually, did I mark that as a clip? I don't think I marked that as a clip for Mike's side. I better do that. Where do I do it? Here it is, stream clips. So let me mark this. Late into the stream, whole box of the boys, a numbered relic card is pulled. Mister, you're the homie for life. Thank you very much, Mr. Tokimon. I really appreciate that. He's been around for 61 months. That's a pretty long time, guys. That's I think that's 5 years and 1 month. Kip says, wait, LMAO, conformist. all these all these Barbie doll conformists. All right, guys. See you tonight for the late night stream. See you later, guys. I'll see you there. See you later, everybody.